Well, it's been a few days back at the same spot. I haven't seen the crows going up to their nest. Not sure what that's all about. But I discovered or the ravens rather, new raven's nest about a mile from here. I'll check out tomorrow. I did see them going back to the nest after I visited up there, so I don't think it has anything to do with me. Anyways, what I was going to look at was these guys. During the heat of the day, in the morning, there wasn't anything going on around here with the ants. All these ant hills around here. But I noticed a little while ago that these guys are really gotten busy. They're just pouring out of that hole. The reason the ones that I had done before, put it on Zoom, had the camera too close to the object. But I'm backed off a little bit here now. I'm going to go into digital zoom a little bit. They are just frantic. Probably ought to use a tripod. Didn't feel like digging it out. I got a trail of them going off that way. But somebody said it's almost like a bell went off or something, I guess, and time to go to work. On this magnification, if I move the camera even a tiny bit, it just really disrupts it. Watching this little guy carry that, I guess that's trash. He's going to take it out there and drop it. Yep. Head on back. That's the way in the digital zoom, it's probably terribly clear, but it's like amazing how do they know what's even going on, what to do. These are harvester ants, according to best I was able to determine in research. And supposedly the bigger ones, when I was growing up, supposedly they were soldier ants. Saying these are not necessarily soldier ants, they do the same job as the smaller ants. They're just bigger. Strong little sucker. That's good. Back to the nest. Oh, now it's recording. Anyways, I put this netting on, mosquito netting. Got a little hole at the top, hole at the other end. Slip over your head. There's these little, I don't know if you can show up on there, but I've just been deluged by these little tiny, what we call gnats, but I don't know what they are. But they were so bad that I thought I was going to have to leave, go up to Laguna or something, because it was just, and I couldn't find this. I knew I had a number of them, but we went through my pack again, and way down in the corner I found one. So it's a little bit of a nuisance, but I can deal with it now. They're not getting in me, my ears, my eyes, and what have you. It's been a beautiful day. We're supposed to be up 100 today. It hasn't been. It's probably been close to 90. Occasional breeze, and I've been investigating different kind of ants. I found some ants. I think they look like and they behave like what fire ants, or the research I did last night. And I'm heading over there now. I kind of was messing with them earlier, and they behave the same way. I'll try to get it on video. Normally I don't like to do this kind of thing, but today I dug up a few to see if I could find a queen. And these are the guys I think are fire ants. And but it was pretty well filled in, what have you. But I noticed it already. If I can find it in the viewfinder. Yeah, right there. They've already either dug back in or dug out. It was a small anthill, comparatively speaking, and I can see they've already dug in or dug their way out. But they're very aggressive. I'd move my feet, move around, and wherever I moved, a whole herd of them would be heading right at me. Never saw anything like it. It was really kind of amazing. I'm gonna let's see. And supposedly they have if these are fire ants, they have a pretty good sting. I guess I'd have to get the shovel and really mess them up again. I brought my one of my bikes this time. I rode about 5 miles down the road. It is really hard going. This is not ideal. A lot of loose sand, not an ideal place to ride a bike. But I was able to get a little bit of exploring done. We're way down there. Okay, now that's a hawk, I guess. Yeah, that's a hawk. And kind of concerned about the crows, because normally if he came around, if this hawk came around this area, they'd focuses really have trouble. Every time a branch comes in, it wants to focus on the branch, like right there. When I pulled in here, I didn't think anybody else camps here, but there was this firewood here, and there was a note on it. I was going to take the firewood. Actually, it was this picture. It's coyote, cactus. It says the desert awaits. So anyways, I got to move the firewood and what have you. And then I happened to see the back of the paper, and there was a note. Toyota, please. Anyways, be safe today. Sweetheart, I love you very much. Call me if you like. I know we have an appointment with Lynn. Maybe it's a marriage counselor. Whatever. Anyways, so I decided not to disturb the firewood. Toyota, whoever, it might be a guy, I don't know. Whoever it is might be back, so I'm going to just leave it alone. Well, it's about an hour before sunset. This is a different nest. Same kind of ants, I think. Harvester. They're not, these black harvesters are not aggressive. My feet's about 2 feet from, or less from them. I'm not worried about them getting at me. But those red ants with the black tails, boy, they were acting as though they were really angry and would really like to get me. Bringing stuff in and taking stuff out. There's another hill. I can tell that these guys are harvesters because they all have that debris field, the rejected stuff that they carry out of the nest. It's stacked there around. A couple of nests around here like that. No activity going on, but this one and the other one that just prior to this. Busy, busy, busy. I was sitting having my morning coffee and I just had to get a shot of this guy. He's about 1 inch long. I don't know what he is. Kind of reminds me of what they used to call a much smaller red velvet ant, which just really isn't an ant. This guy's hind end is like velvet. Bye. Kind of reminds me of myself. Just having a devil of a time making that inanimate object behave itself. Keeps getting hung up on stuff. And it's a little stem with looks like a little pod on the end of it. That's what I've seen them carrying that are nest a lot. And then it seems like what they bring out is the stem minus the pod and throw it over the bank of their places. But he knows where he wants to go, but he doesn't seem to realize that if he tries to carry that through stuff, it's going to get hung up. But eventually he'll break free. And then he'll get hung up again. Maybe he'll... Oop, see Daisy. Boy, he's probably cussing up a storm. There he goes. Boy, he's really moving out now. He must be almost to the nest by now. That's what I'm thinking of. Yep. Anyways, he's pretty close to his nest. He'll get there, fight his way through the guys coming out, and take it downstairs. Well, it's 9 o'clock. I've been up about an hour. It's been a pretty good night last night, but I got the bug net on. I think I'm going to pull out of here, go up in the mountains. I like it here, but this hatching out of these little, I don't know, it's April, but almost like mayflies or something. I don't know. They're just all over the place. They're just will not leave me alone. I don't know if you can see, but a cloud will fly up when I go like that. And I don't want to feel like putting up with that, so I think I'm gonna pull out. Sun's out, nice and warm, not too hot yet. And but I had a good day here yesterday, and good night. Stars were beautiful last night. Well, I'm getting ready to pull out of here. Whoever Toyota is, that love note never showed up for the firewood, but in case he or she shows up, it'll be there waiting unless somebody else gets there first. Another raven's nest. Can't make out the nest, but it's right in there. Boy, it's right by where my Take me 3 minutes to walk up there. One just came in there and was feeding some chicks. I don't know if I'm going to camp here or not. Trying to get away from the bugs. No bugs here yet. This is on the other side of the row of mountains. If I walked over that little saddle, I'd be looking down on the side of this kind of peninsula of mountains that I was camped over on the other side. And this is called Little Blair Valley. And it's got a dry lake bed on that side too. And there was some water in there earlier this year when they had a lot of rain. And that's the low part, and that's where stuff floated in there, left land. I think he's just getting out of the sun. But I think there's a nest right in there. That's where the other one was before. But, like I said, it may just be just crawling back and forth. It may just be getting out of the sun. The other one, the mate, there he goes. He's probably gonna. I think that is a nest in there. He just flew in there. But then again, maybe just see what he does. I was just getting ready to, they had gone, and I was just getting ready to put my camera in my pack. I just put my camera in my pack. We're going to go climbing up there if I could. And they showed up. Like I said, I don't actually see a nest. But that's how I found the other nest, was watching them go back and forth to us, to location. I think they've just got me on a wild goose chase. I'm up, kind of getting up above. And he's just taking the shade, I think. Caw, caw, caw. Caw, caw. I'm going to get closer. Where'd he go? Oh, there it is. I think they're a great bird. Might not mind being a raven. Anyway, I've worked my way up through these rocks here, and I may camp there tonight. Here he just took off from the spot. Wow. Well, as wild goose chase, that's where he was, right in there, and he was just in there taking the shade. I think there's a nest around here someplace, and they were just hanging out. They saw me and didn't go to the nest, but that other spot that the crow was resting is around that there, and I guess I'll try to work my way around there or up through there, see if there's anything up there. I came up that way, right up and along there. back. Boy, what a panorama. You know, one way to get an idea how fast those airliners fly is when you see one of the shadows of them flip across this valley like that, almost as fast as I move the camera sometimes. Anyways, I'm just about to the summit of this thing, and it's where I was a minute ago. So I gotta just leave the camera on while I walk on up there. Wow, piece of cake. And here I am, looking down at the other side. This is the side that I camped on. God, I don't think so. That's not where I camped. No, that's called where I camped over there last night. Wow. And now I'm over down there. What a spectacular place. And anybody else out here right now? That's the rock I climbed a few minutes ago. But I think I found out where I'm going to have lunch. I'm going to go down here on that rock, sit on that smaller rock on top of that bigger rock, and have a snack, and then head on back to the... I figured out why the bugs aren't as bad. I said the wind's blowing out of the... seems to be blowing out of the north-northeast, and that's north, and bugs aren't... wind's out of there, and it's kind of... I think it's... bugs don't like it. As soon as I went over the summit there and stepped down the other side, boy, the bugs hit me. What's that out there? I guess it's just chalk. I can't make it out. Or bushes or something. The rock I climbed up there, but all over this hill, these crags, there's life. There's some kind of rodent's hole there. An idea of the size of it. And I'm sure there's rattlesnakes around here. I haven't seen any kind of snakes. But off and on, that's where I'm going to have lunch. But off and on, I keep seeing, you know, these little rodent holes. They come out at night, and I think that's when the snakes come out and start going in those holes looking for them. At my camp last night, you know, I took some pictures of, you know, some circles that were made, like with a stick or something. But I think these were made by dirt bikes. These here circles are, but they're pretty neat. I mean, but I think this guys on dirt bikes spinning around in a circle. I don't know. There sure are a lot of them. I just love it out here. There's nobody out here. I think that's part of what I like about it. Being alone. Not that the right company wouldn't be delightful, but when it's alone, it's a whole different experience. In fact, just having a camera doing this, what I'm doing right now, kind of interferes with that special experience when I am alone. But I surely do love it. Well, here I am cooking pork chops. at an actual campground, Laguna Mountain Predic campground. I'm going to go mountain biking down that way tomorrow. Anyways, people across the way said they saw a large cougar track just beyond those rocks down there on the path. And there's a sign on the bulletin board over there that the mountain lions are in the area, so naturally I'll be packing surreptitiously tomorrow. There are monteros, or grinding holes, out there in those rocks made by prehistoric Indians. Actually, see them all over the place, the desert up here. But what a beautiful spot. They had, when they were camping, they were living there. Anyways, as I was saying, it's a beautiful spot, but I left the desert because of all the little gnats that were out, that had hatched out. And I'm cooking some really nice pork chops. Can you hear the sizzle? And when they're done, I'll pour the corn in there, in the pan, the grease, without the juice from the can. Very unhealthy, but very tasty. But I'll have to look at all that while I'm eating. Oh well. Now, this is what I call a healthy meal. I already had one pork chop. Whoops, better get a picture on it. Yep. And between that and the corn, and then I'm going to chew on the bones. And I got something else cooking in the frying pan. But that's a secret. But this here is this afternoon, and with me climbing around on those rocks down in the desert was this morning. And the nice thing about that being, now I hate setting up camp, taking down camp, and now I still drive my van, and if I want to stay where I'm at, I stay there. Now I can just go where I want. Don't have to unpack and all that kind of stuff. Since I even took a shower. They had showers here. Wow. And I did unpack the stuff to cook, but that's 5 minutes. Or as they say, seeing is believing. One of the best pork chops I've had in a long time. I haven't had pork chops in a long time. These are really good. I've been having a really good time, you know. Some people just came by and asked me how I was doing. I said, a lot better than I deserve. Ain't it the truth? I feel truly blessed. I just love it. Just love it. Anyway, that's enough. Well, I don't know how close I can get. I think these are magpies they have up here. Well, it's 10:30. I'm doing a little reading, checking a map, bike trip route for tomorrow, and gosh, I'm really comfortable. I'm sitting in one of the passenger chairs I left in the van, and it's not big, but it's I got a little heater, catalytic converter heater, which is safe to use inside because I'm up on Mount Laguna and it's supposed to get down in the 30s tonight, but I'm very comfortable. I'm going to be going to bed soon.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm on camera or not, but I'm sure having a good time.
Okay, I'm just getting ready to head on a 10-mile loop mountain bike ride by myself, taking out, go along the edge of those trees out there, and then there's a big, long meadow with a couple lakes. It goes way up that way and way down, connects with Sunrise Highway, comes back, come back the same way. Okay, I'm right in here. I'm going to go down, follow that red line all the way around that little long meadow with lakes and go around this way, come here, make a little jag down, connect with the highway, go down here and hope I find a place to get back on, then back. And of course I'm carrying a lot of stuff as usual. That bag's just full of light stuff in case I get stranded overnight. It gets cold up here at night. Then I got food and water in there, and then up front I got my binoculars and video camera, and on my hip I got my still camera. I got first aid kit up there also. I'm not going to wear the camera on the helmet today. It's hot and I'm just not in the mood, so just about ready to go. And as a reflection inside of the van window, just the way I looked before I started out in case I don't get back. I had a smile on my face when I started. Okay, I just came from down that nice trail. That's about as nice as it gets, but it's really beautiful. And so I've been a little nervous being alone because there are mountain lions here. But anyways, you get to spots like this, and I don't know, I guess it's the bicycle or me. I get up and walk it through there. But I'm going way up there, and I'm going to come back around the side of the valley down there. This area here was part of the fringe of a bad forest fire they had when San Diego almost burned up a year or two ago. Hey, that's the way I just came. I'm right on a fringe of not only where the fire was, and those are oaks, a few pine trees down there. That's high desert type terrain over there, and I'm at a place called Noble Canyon, and then that's where the tree line really starts for the Laguna Mountain, Cleveland National Forest. They tell me that doesn't look like the mouth of maybe a rattlesnake. Getting ready to sink its fangs in. Pretty cool. Fire damage. Got off on a old dirt road. Dead ends here. That's the remains of an old travel trailer. But I'm not lost as to how to get back to where I want to go, but I'm lost as far as bike trail take me back where I want, unless I want to go all the way back the way I came. It's supposed to take a loop and I'm sure heading away from, long ways from where I want to be. Well, this is kind of a cool area, Laguna, so thought I'd go it. And I happened to cross what used to be an old road, a lot of bicycle tracks on it. I think heading in the right direction, back that way. Well, shoot, I meandered my way east because I knew that's where the Sunrise Highway, Laguna Mountain was, and going to take the road back. But this spot right here, I can see the Salton Sea from here. I don't know if it'll show up on here. That down there is desert. Boy, it's not showing up in the viewfinder at all, but down there where it's all light colored over that little mountain there is the desert valley. It goes way down and connects with Highway 8. But there's a smudge of, like when I drove up here yesterday in the van, the blue of the water was, the lake was really clear. First time I'd ever seen it from here. It always gets hazy way out there. But I'm going to zoom in just in case it'll show up. It is out there. I can see it with the naked eye. I'm still in the fire area, but I like stuff like that over there. That gorge and that eroded ravine coming through there. Kind of makes me feel like I like to go up it or down it. Probably never will. A lot of them. I'm just 100 yards further up the highway, but this is a better view of the desert down there. Where I was, there was a I-78 goes off that way, and S2 goes down about 45 miles. River Valley is about 8 miles down that way. But I'll try again for Salton Sea. Probably won't show up. I'm still in the fire area where they had the bad fire. There's that gorge again. And I got about probably 6 miles of this. It's been a long hill coming up here, but then it'd be downhill. I had a girlfriend that did the whole loop, this highway, go back through Cuyamaca, 50 miles. She's got more, whatever, than I got. Maybe that was the problem. Well, the highway's over there. I'm back in the trees. And I don't know, I'm away, maybe 50 yards off the highway. Got my bike meeting again. I'm going to have lunch. I mean, it's not as secluded and out of the way as I like, but it feels like kind of that way anyways. Hear different bird sounds. And so anyway, I'm going to sit on a log over there and have lunch. Andy can't pork and beans. And so there's no yucca around to make a spoon out of, I brought a little spoon kit, what have you. Big deal, huh? I don't know, I'm not having as good a time as I was having out in the desert. But it's different. There's always keep an eye open for a mountain lion. Never saw one in the wild. Maybe it happens someday. I hope it's not too close. Little woodpecker. He's a little ways off. That's the shaking of the camera. That's probably blurred beyond. Now he's either picking a hole. I don't hear him making any noise, or he's getting a bug out of a hole. Now, over here, a dead tree, and you see this a lot, even in the bark of the. Now it's either insects that get in there, make those holes, or those woodpeckers, I guess. I've heard it both ways. Frankly, I don't know. But some of these trees are just riddled with, even through the bark. That previous shot, I was just sitting there at a quail. I think it was a quail right down in front of me. And then I was gonna. This is a dead tree with all those holes in it. And I was gonna just come over and get a close up, and I noticed that. God, I hope it shows up. Almost every one of those holes has got an acorn stuck in it. That's got to be squirrels hiding their. It gets deep snow up here sometimes in the wintertime. But look at that. Squirrels. It's got to be squirrels. Sticking acorns in those holes. What a neat place to store them. Above the snow line and back east, they dig holes and hide all their nuts in them. That's amazing. And then this tree over here, it's got that holes all the way up. But then there's trees right close by, same species, I'm sure. I'm not a botanist, but what if this has got acorns in them? Yep. There's an acorn in it. Look at that. I have to talk to somebody. I'm just curious what the relationship to all this is. Wow, just going up the tree. Acorns stuck in those holes. This tree's about 40 feet from that other tree that was riddled with holes right through the bark. And I don't see any holes in it. Or maybe. That's just texture. Beats the hell out of me. It makes me curious. I've cleaned up my lunch. My hat's still sitting there and pack's hanging there. But I'm walking back and I just noticed that the log's hollow. A closer inspection, that log I was sitting on, there's some remains of, I don't know, acorn or whatever, but there's remains of peanut shell. I think that's what I got in that viewfinder there. That's a peanut shell. And they don't grow peanuts around here. More road ahead. Not there yet. Another view spot. Kind of hazy down there. Anyways, I guess I'm probably in the picture there. I don't know if I look too tired or not. I don't feel too tired, just had lunch a little while ago. And a little disappointed about getting lost on the trail there. Not lost, but just, I don't think the bike trail went the way it said on the map, but whatever. Anyways, I'm still having a good time.